to this kind of attitude, they would only make German, American, and Italian champions, or French champions. But the reality is we have an athlete from Zaire who comes, or from Kenya, who comes, who runs 1,500 meters or 100 meters more fast than anybody else, and he gets the gold medal. But in art, everything happens behind closed doors. So that's why you get to see over and over and over the same artist for all your life. With only few artists added every decade that are permitted by the museum establishment. To cut a long story short, for instance, those 4Ds that I've been doing for 14 years, you've never seen them in American museums or in European museums. This is something different, something new, or a different treatment of surface that brings a different analysis of depth, that opens a different page since Cubism, etc. But not only they've never seen it, but their curiosity is limited because of these things that I mentioned. So although I've shown those in different museums in Europe and Turkey and stuff, it takes more time because I don't have the right passport. The right passport is one of those 5 countries. Here you will see a painting about Antonio Berni, the famous Argentinian artist. We had some Argentinian friends come please here, and we had some Argentinian friends. I think they are gone. Hello, how are you? How are you? Thanks. Antonio Berni could have become as famous as Jasper Jones, as famous as Rothko or de Kooning, but he had the wrong passport. He was Argentinian. He was not German. He was not French. He was not Swiss. He was whereas in my art history map you see a big portion there with Antonio Berni. Because my art history map is independent from those pressures. It's really a different attitude. So he died unfortunately in 1981 while eating chicken. He got a bone in his throat, and that's why he died. This painting is done as an homage to him. Actually, I'm not going to go in details, but every part of his painting is painted differently. People tend to think that painting is done with a brush and paint, and you paint with the brush over the surface. Whereas painting with the brush is only 1 out of 20 techniques I can use. This is like poured paint. This is out of the tube. This is spatula. This is poured liquid paint. This is collage with splashes. This is my late father's tie. This is a piece, like a street name I had printed, collage automatique. So every area of this painting is painted differently, which makes that when you look at it, you get all this visual richness. But the point is, until I told you all these things, you don't realize that all the different portions of this painting are painted differently, because they fit and click together, so they don't disturb you, but they make the painting more readable. I'm an artist that doesn't like to stay where he is. Many artists do over and over and over the same painting all their life. If I did this, you would have never seen those 4Ds, those lenticular paintings with all this depth. Before getting there, I did years of new expressionist painting. I did years of collage. I did years of painting transparencies. I did years of photographic transparencies. I did years of material transparencies, and I fused all of those on the lenticular surface. And whereas trying a medium like this, a new thing, is something risky. But when Picasso did Cubism, he took a risk. The reason why you know so well Picasso is because he did a revolution. The reason why you know so well Dali is because he made a revolution. The reason why you know well Jackson Pollock is because he made a revolution. Artists who stay where they are and who always repeat what they did and who never really try something really different page, then they can never become a name like those names. Now, on the map, one person I didn't talk to you about yet. I don't want to move all of you again towards the map, is Marcel Duchamp, the French artist who 100 years ago, 100 years and change ago, he said, well, I'm going to take pissoir. You know, ladies, when we go to the bathroom in a bar, we use a pissoir. You must have seen it, although you've never used it, most likely. So he took a pissoir and he turned it upside down and he said, I'm going to put it in a gallery or in a museum. I'm going to send it to a show, and it was refused in that show. And when we do this, when you look at the pissoir in a museum or a gallery context, you're not going to see it as a man's pissoir. You're going to see it as an artwork. Or he put a bicycle wheel, or he put a place where you could hang your coats. What do you call this?
Hanger.
Hanger. Coat hanger. So he brought the concept of ready-made. It's like saying an industrial design thing called a ready-made can become a work of art once you outplace it in a gallery or the museum. And in the times he did that, the idea was not that big. Actually, he did that in 1910s, and it took till the 1960s that idea started to grow. And in the 70s and especially the 80s, suddenly the fame of Marcel Duchamp and the importance of Marcel Duchamp started growing at visual, like you could see the speed at which he was growing. Now he's as important as Picasso. In the 1920s, 30s, 40s, it was unthinkable. Thank you.